Hi everyone, this is Jagjit and we're going to learn how to rationalize denominator. By rationalizing we mean we don't want to see any square roots or cube roots or any roots at the bottom. So right now we have square root of 5 at the bottom. We're going to get rid of it by timesing it by square root 5 and dividing it by square root 5. Now at the top we're going to have 6 square root 5 and at the bottom we're going to have 7. Square root 5 times square root 5 is just going to be 5. So we have 6 square root 5 over 35. Again guys, we don't see any roots at the bottom, so we've rationalized the denominator. Let's do another example. So we have 2 square root 5 divided by 3 cube root of 6. Again guys, the main thing that I want to tackle here is cube root of 6. So we're going to times it by cube root of 6 and divide it by cube root of 6. Now guys, there's one thing you need to be careful with these cube roots. If this was a square root, I needed a pair of 2 to cancel the square root, because a square is going to cancel with the square root. In this case, we have a cube root, so I need a pair of 3 to cancel the cube root. So we need a cube to cancel with the cube root. Right now, we only have a pair of 2. So we want to do this once more, or you can essentially say, we're just going to square these. Okay, so this is going to be 2 square root of 5. Now what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze the square in there and it's going to become cube root of 6 squared over 3 cube root of 6 times cube root of 6 times cube root of 6. Okay, so this is going to be 2 square root of 5 cube root, and 6 squared is going to be just 36. And guys, we have 3 at the bottom. Cube root 6 times cube root 6 times cube root 6 is just going to be 6, folks. Okay, and now we can cancel 2 with 6. Both of these numbers can be divided by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is going to give me 1. 6 divided by 2 is going to give me 3. So we're going to have square root of 5 cube root of 36 all over 3 times 3, which is 9. And guys, we can't really simplify cube root of 36 any further. So that's our final answer. Okay. So we'll do a few more examples. In the next question, we have 3 over square root of x minus 2. Now guys, this is a bit different than the previous 2 examples because we have a plus or a minus at the bottom. Anytime you see a square root with a plus or a minus, we need to do the conjugate. Now we have square root of x minus 2. Its conjugate is going to be square root of x plus 2. So we're going to times it by its conjugate, which is square root of x plus 2, and divided by its conjugate, which is square root of x plus 2. Now the top is just going to be 3 times square root of x plus 2. Now guys, if you look at the bottom, this is in the form of a plus b times a minus b. If you remember the difference of squares, a plus b times a minus b is just a square minus b squared. So we can rewrite these guys as a squared. So what's square root of x squared? That's just going to be x minus b squared, and 2 squared is just going to be 4. And guys, we've gotten rid of the root at the bottom. We just have x minus 4 in the denominator, so we've rationalized our denominator. In the next question, we have 6 square root of 3 over 4x. So we'll break this up and write this as 6 square root of 3 over square root of 4x. And again, square root of 4 is going to be 2, so the 2 is going to come out. So we'll have 2 square root of x. 6 over 2 is just going to be 3, so we have 3 square root of 3 over square root of x. Now that we've simplified it, we need to take care of the square root of x. So we're going to times it by square root of x and divide it by square root of x. So at the top, we'll just have 3 square root of 3x, and square root x times square root x is just going to be x. So we've rationalized our denominator for this one as well. So we have minus 7 over 2 cube root of 9p. Again, we need to take care of cube root of 9p. So we're going to times it by cube root of 9p and divide it by cube root of 9p. Again, it's a cube root, so I need a pair of 3 to cancel the cube root. So we're going to square both of these terms. So this is just going to be minus 7. We're going to squeeze the square in there. So we will have 9 square, which is 81, and p square, which is just going to be p square. At the bottom we'll have 2, and cube root of 9p times cube root of 9p times cube root of 9p, it's just going to be 9p. Now guys, 81 can be written as 3 to the power 4, so we're going to break it up as 3 to the power 3 times 3 p squared, and 2 times 9 is 18p. Now in the next step, 3 cubed will come out, and it's going to get, power is going to get divided by 3, so you'll just have 3 coming out, and minus 7 times 3 is going to be minus 21, and inside the cube root you have 3p squared all over 18p. And again, 21 and 18 can be divided by 3, so when you divide this by 3 you'll get 7, when you divide this by 3 you'll get 6, so that's just going to be minus 7 cube root of 3p squared divided by 6p. So that's our rationalized denominator, folks. Alright folks, so in the next question we have 2 plus square root of 2 divided by 3 square root of 5 minus 4. In order to rationalize this, again I see there's a square root with a plus or minus, so we got to think about the conjugate. We're going to times it by 3 square root of 5 plus 4, which is its conjugate, and divide it by its conjugate as well. So for the top, we're going to have to FOIL them. So we'll do 2 times 3 square root of 5, which is just going to be 6 square root of 5. 2 times 4 is going to be 8. Square root 2 times 3 square root 5 is going to be 3. And square root 2 times square root 5 is going to be square root of 10. Square root 2 times 4 is going to be 4 square root 2. And at the bottom you have a plus b times a minus b, which is in the form of difference of squares, which is just going to be a square minus b square, which is just going to be 3 square root of 5 whole square minus 4 square. So if we simplify it further, we'll have 6 square root 5 plus 8 plus 3 square root 10 plus 4 square root 2. Now 3 square is 9, and square root of 5 square is 5, and 9 times 5 is going to be 45, and 4 square is going to be 16. So our final answer is going to be 6 square root of 5 plus 8 plus 3 square root of 10 plus 4 square root of 2 all over 29. So that's how you do rationalizing the denominator, folks. Thank you very much.